know it is Drunken Chat, son.
Here we are. It's Drunken Chat, son. This is the post game to the top 10. I'm your host, Chitlins Greens Cornbread on the Comic Crusaders Network. Just blessed to have my friend, the blessed Blind Adam. How's it going, brother?
It's it's your boy, the innovator of version, the comic pimp. Like I was telling Lucas in the pre-show, it was a long day yesterday. I got good and bad news at the same time from my doctor. I can like I was saying, I can get just a good chance that I may get a slight improvement in the left eye with the cataracts removal, but they can't do shit for the right eye.
Yeah.
Maybe what they can do, since I technically got glaucoma, is I can get a doctor's approval that you have one edible a day.
Oof. One edible. That's it?
Like I said, like any doctor in America is going to say go have more than one.
Sounds better than nothing, though, right?
Yeah. Like I said, I feel blessed. It's kind of like and that's why I'm happy I didn't get my hopes up too high for anything. So I wasn't like totally let down.
But here's what I'm hearing, man, is that pretty soon, well, not pretty soon, within the next year or two, there's a possibility that you will be able to read comics better than you were before. Is that is my understanding correct, or is that not?
Hopefully.
Okay, hold on. So
right now with the meta glasses, depending on what era of comics I'm doing, like if I took a Silver Age Marvel book and went page by page with the meta glasses, it would read me the comic.
Yeah. So I do want to give a shout out to Sir Christopher the Great, who should be along shortly after I send him the link, and 253 Trace, who looks like he came over from our followers from Stranger Comics. So let me go ahead and send this dude the freaking link.
That's right, because isn't Stranger doing
because right now this is not the true Drunken Chat, son, right? Because right now what happened was I got a hold of some not hypnotic, some kinky juice, right? Which is a knockoff of Alizé or hypnotic. And I got a hold of some Hennessy, but a knockoff called E&J. Then I mixed it together.
You drink knockoff Hennessy?
Yeah, so usually what you do is you make Hennessy.
Knockoff.
Yeah. If you're bougie, you mix Hennessy with Alizé, and then mix this drink called Incredible Hulk. But I didn't know if I'm gonna like it, so I mean, yeah, it's called Incredible Hulk. It was a big thing during the 2000s.
Hulk bash, Hulk smash.
Yeah, I'm about. Yeah, fucking my poor wife, man. I've been chasing around the fucking house all fucking day. They're drinking this shit. But yeah, Christopher, check your Instagram. The link should be there. So I didn't feel like spending all that money for Alizé and Hennessy. So I cop this stuff called Kinky Juice.
Kinky Juice?
It's called Kinky Juice, right? And it's blue like Alizé, and E&J, which is cognac, just like Hennessy. Mixed it together, and you know what? It's the same motherfucking shit. Same shit. Been a little inebriated since what? Freaking 1:40 in the afternoon. And I'll tell you what, man, I've been feeling like I've been podcasting. Well, actually, if you check our pages between Comic Crusaders and Mel V, when did I do that podcast? Like around 7:30, 9:30 or some shit. Yeah, no drinking.
I didn't see the message of you saying, "Hey, we're doing. Are you up for pre-gaming?" I didn't see that till almost 11 o'clock when I woke
Yeah,
up. My old man
yeah.
nap.
So what we're doing is there is a Stranger Con, which Drunken Chat will be a part of. Um, at on the Stranger Comics freaking joint as well as the Mel V joint. Um, and look, they've been doing some good stuff. They did have promises of doing this TV series, this movie, whatever, but it hasn't fallen through because it's just one of those things of they get it and they get it in their hands and then they want to change all type of shit. Like, oh hey, how about we make this to be Game of Thrones and that shit? Like, well, no, that's not what we want. So they're just kind of they're just kind of out there right now. But it's still good stuff. It's still good. So they're going to do a Kickstarter tomorrow, 10 a.m. That's when they're going to start. It's going to be all freaking day, and eventually the Drunken Chat crew will freaking hang in there, come in and give their love. Let's see, scene just now. Okay. But in the meantime, man, let me eh, let me tell you about some freaking comics that I freaking read this week. I read the Doom comic, what is like the Doom One World.
The One World Under Doom.
Let me tell you something, man. Um, I do not like political comics. I detest it when people try to push their politics on you. But let me tell you that the way it matches up with what the fuck is going on right now is absolutely fantastic. The wording that the people were using, absolutely freaking fantastic. Good freaking fucking read. Until the last freaking page, when they got these random freaking villains show up, it was just fucking weird. But otherwise, man, it was good freaking read. The Daredevil, Black, Red, White, polybagged joint, that was a good fucking read. I think the hot one, and I'm kind of bemused that it didn't make it into the top 10 today. Was the Daredevil joint because it did have the first appearance of Hell Electra, right? So there's Electra and there's Hell Electra, which I guess is the evil version of Electra. She showed up on like the last page or something like that. And then the what would you call it? The Magic issue number 3, J. Scott Campbell. Can't believe that didn't make it. Even though I think it's certain joints it is sold out. That one was a good joint. First appearances in that one. It was a good week for first appearances overall, and people were just ignoring it. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, let's see. I read Absolute Batman 6, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I heard. Look, all over TikTok. You know, it's kind of hot when when the shit makes it to TikTok because people were wilding out over the fact that oh boy, freaking fourth and third punted a fucking kid into the fucking ocean. Like, yo, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I thought Absolute Flash was a fun read.
I actually had the previews for it. I didn't read it yet.
Yeah,
Anything interesting happened in that one?
it's
My
just an
God,
interesting
this Incredible
take
Hulk
on
is fucking
West.
me up.
What's that?
This Incredible Hulk drink is fucking me up. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Hulk smash Lucas liver. Hulk bash his brain cells. You'll
Yeah,
have bad
exactly.
hangover tomorrow.
I'm about done, sir, done on this one.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Did not read the Daredevil Electra thing yet. It's in a box from my buddy who does my pre-orders for me. And I watched Daredevil, which was fucking amazing. I finally watched the last episode of Harley Quinn, which I thought was
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
good. But
series that people forget about.
I hope that they end with season 5 because it feels like they're starting to run out of ideas.
Well, I mean, it's like how much further can you take her without the freaking Joker? I mean, I appreciate them trying to do something with Poison Ivy and
It's a
everything.
comedy. It's supposed to be a comedy with a married Harley Ivy couple. Uh, but now they're getting into Brady Bunch territory where they're bringing in their cousin Oliver characters and having Harley Quinn's mom live with them,
Yeah.
which will be fun for a season. If they do that for a season and they give like Sharon and whatever King Shark's son's name was in the show screen time, I'm not gonna say no to it. Just sometimes it's like you're getting cousin Oliver territory where we're throwing shit to the wall to see what sticks.
Right. I want them to do the little Harley Quinn's Little Black Book, where she just smashes through a whole bunch of dudes, and eventually she ends up with Lobo, and she has a kid, and I forget the name of the kid, but
They never confirmed that Harley Quinn was
no,
pregnant.
stop it,
They,
stop it, because the authors of the authors of the Harley Quinn Little Black Book, they confirm it on the show
I'll
on
believe
Drunkent
you.
Cat. Yes, they did. They
I'm gonna
did
go for
confirm
the
it.
initial reading. No, I'm gonna go back and reread it because if they did, that's fucking
No,
false.
it's not in the reading, but they on this show they did confirm it that her and Lobo did smash, and that was where their daughter came from. I forget what the name of the daughter.
Yeah, it's Crush from the Teen Titans special.
Yes, there you go. I forget the name of the authors.
Yeah,
It was
see,
the
I'm liking on that too. It's been a
it,
while
it
since
was it was a man and wife team. I forget what the name of it, before they were like freaking.
because that Little Black Book also had a really cool homage to the Superman Elite issue too.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Raider Nation 87. It's Marvel. There's one or two new characters every freaking week. Yep. Can confirm it. Absolutely freaking. And they don't mean nothing. Even to the distributors and all that other stuff. They don't mean a goddamn thing. I want to give a shout out to Derek Neiman, who says, yep. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I couldn't freaking remember my drunken haze. Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti. Yep, we did have them on the show. And Jimmy Palmiotti confirmed that, yep, that's what happened. That Lobo and once again, it's in the Little Black Book that Lobo and Harley Quinn smashed, and that's that's the result of freaking Crush. That's where Crush came from.
All right, like I said, it's been a while since I've read any of that. Shout out to Jimmy and Amanda who are doing great things with Pop Kill right now.
Ooh, did they write that? I didn't know that.
Yep, yeah, that's them.
And that's kind of a hot book right now. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's time to step off the show. It's time to step up the show and add to this. Here we go. Sir Christopher, not the good, not the bad, but the motherfucking greatest. What's going on, brother?
Hello, boys. How you doing, man?
Man, we are doing
What's
absolutely
going on,
fantastic,
fellas?
man. We're doing absolutely fantastic, man. Fucking, I was the only
Has
reason why I'm doing
anybody?
this. The only reason why we're doing this show right now is because I rediscovered
Hey,
this drink called the Incredible Hulk, right?
Hulk smash
nah.
Yeah, it's Alizé and Hennessy, but I'm cheap, right? I'm cheap. So it's E&J and Kinky Juice.
It's Kinky Juice. It's the crystal method house.
Yeah, right.
That's
And it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's horrible but fantastic at the same time.
It's the
Crazy.
crystal method alcohol.
Yeah. But it's pretty good, man. So this is actually the second show.
I heard of that one before, so I know.
Yeah. So this is the second show that we've actually done tonight. The first show we actually did was with Sebastian. Thank you, Sebastian from Stranger Comics, for coming through and kickstarting your project on here. In fact, the one the photo that we got going up here right now, that's what it is. Um, but man, freaking, what got me off was that top 10 show, right? Because we did talk about some of that stuff. We did talk about the J. Scott Campbell Magic #3. We did talk about the Friendly Neighborhood Ring Superman. We talked about it first and let everybody know, hey, this might be some crazy shit that might freaking go down. So Christopher the Great, you actually put together the slides for all that stuff, man. So I know you were at work, but how do you feel about some of the stuff that you've been putting together has actually been in the top 10 of 268 comics that have come out this week?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think it's cool that like other people are I'm being able to like express my picks, through the show, so I reach more people. But man, dude, I've been doing this shit, bro. I do this. You feel me? So it's like when I look at the books every week, um, I it's certain like little parameters that I go off of that lets me know, is this going to be something worth picking up? Is this something worth looking into? And a lot of the times, bro, like, it ends up being the books that I see on the top 10 every week. I'm just finally happy that I get to kind of reach more people, so that we can get some of this shit really going, man.
So this is where it's going to get tough, man. Freaking, we're fixing to go through a recession. There's fixing to be a lot less money flowing around, a lot less credit flowing around, right? So
Hmm.
people are going to have to be a little bit more judicious on how they spend their freaking money, right? So I think we're probably going to have to do a $30 holler. We're going to bring it back. If I don't remembers, we used to do that $30 holler, right? Where people had gave them $30 and they had to figure out where they would spend the $30 um, for the week. Um, and that was the best freaking option to freaking do. Let I don't. Some people are like, "Oh man, there's no way you can spend $30." Well, guess what, man? If you're spending more than thirty
Yes, we
dollars,
can.
yeah. If you're spending more than $30, you're fucked up, man. Oh, I want to spend $30 on a freaking retail exclusive. Nah, no, you don't. No, you don't. There's very few retail exclusives right now that are worth
All right, well,
worth that. So we might have to bring that freaking back as
I'd
the
say
recession
like this,
hits.
bro. If you only got $30, to spend every week, I think
Mhm.
that there is a few like regular covers, especially like this week, that I definitely see, touching more than cover price for sure. Um, you know, and I also would say that, a lot of the times when I'm basing some of these judgments, it's kind of like, all right, when I read it, um, if right, and then next thing oh well, we got a pretty solid key in this book, or even if we don't know yet, just going off of solicitations alone, it's kind of easy for me for some reason to pick some of these books. So if we were gonna do like $30, I'll put some slides together, and we'll have that. Maybe we'll run that maybe in the beginning of the show, or maybe after we do the next week's books. Um, squeeze it in there somewhere,
Yeah,
and I
I
can pick a few things that I would definitely say are pickups no matter what.
yeah. Fetishes sell, right? People say sex sells. I think it's more likely that fetishes sell. So yeah, you could be a massive or
What
cast
sells?
of mitts type of guy, or some guys are out there that are into socks,
You know what? Can I
interior
say
socks.
something? I'm going to give you my professional opinion.
Oh yes.
There's a fetish
Here
for
we go.
everything,
Here we
son.
go. Here we go.
There's a fetish for everything, man. Everyone's got a kink, and every kink has a market. Sex sells and everyone's buying. We're
I,
always
I,
specking up fucking
I,
as we testify.
I will say that I do subscribe to the fact that there are some people that are totally against sex, right? And the restriction of sex to other people is a kink,
What?
right? So imagine all those people that were protesting against, bad records and bad CDs back in the 90s and 2000s and everything, right?
Okay.
That was a sexual kink for them to go out and protest for that.
Interesting.
Yes. Think
Interesting.
about that. So it wasn't like, oh, we're all about the kids and we're trying to protect the kids. And you didn't give a fuck about the kids until there was this fucking music around, right? So that means that you got some type of satisfaction, some type of gratification
Interesting.
out of keeping it out of somebody's hands, and that is a sexual fetish, right? So don't try to pull the wool over my eyes because I fucking see you, figure Karen, Wanda. I see you. I know what you're doing. You know. But I don't know if you got to see the top 10. Chris, what did you think? Freaking because Magic number 3, the Jenny Frizzle 100 was on it. Was it
Yeah,
on?
I
Yeah.
saw some of it.
Number 2 in there.
I didn't see what the order was, but I did. What was number 1 this week?
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man second print 1 in 25.
Yep, what you did mention.
Which I knew was going to be on there because my business partner sold his copy.
Yeah, it
For
When did $50 though? Jesus.
Yep. And I know another buddy of mine sold his copy for like 200.
Derek Neiman says some people like oxygen deprivation, others like literature deprivation.
one thing that
It
we
is a
do
gratification.
we need
Yes,
to
it
look
is a form of
into,
gratification.
and I imagine you may have got your books already, right?
I just have
Derek
All
to.
Neiman
right,
says
so we
tell
need to know
everything and
what the
buy
fuck
correct.
this
No.
Fantastic Four number 30. What's this cover E look like?
Fantastic Four number 30. Is that something that's coming out this week or what?
It's a fucking spoiler variant,
I think it's already
and
out.
they are still. Yeah, it's number 30. It's slated for this Wednesday.
Ooh.
What cover is it, Chris?
Because like the banger
Fantastic Four number
cover,
30.
Fantastic Four number 30. It's a spoiler cover, and it is Nivco. Yeah, it's a spoiler variant for number 30.
Alright.
Ooh.
And I've been wondering about it since Wednesday, right? And yeah, dude, I'm curious about that one because One World Under Doom has been really fucking good. Um, I think that another book this week out of Marvel that's going to be somewhere placed, I'd say, in the upper half of the top 10 this week is also going to be that Godzilla versus Fantastic Four one shot, the
Which
1 in
cover?
100 Peach Momoko.
Because there's another cover in there I really like for that too. It's a boxing poster cover with the thing.
Let's see. Not the kimono variant. The actual Godzilla variant.
Yeah.
Like it has Godzilla on it. And the Fantastic Four. But it's fucking fire. I love that shit since the first time I saw it. The town had it up for 108. And, I don't know how many people bit so far, but I definitely imagine that one making it in the upper half of the top 10 this coming up week. And I base that judgment off because, dude, for some reason, people just fucking love Godzilla. Just like when we had that Miles Morales 37, and we had that Godzilla first appearance of him with the symbiote, right? that book is still in the upper $30 right now.
Right. And which for the Fantastic Four, which cover was it? Was it a 1 in 25 or? Oh, you said the spoiler.
Yeah.
Number
Okay.
30, the Gleb. I
Yeah,
think
we
it's just a
still don't.
regular cover.
Yeah, we still don't have a. We still don't have a cover art for it yet. So we're still in the
I am
works.
watching that closely because this whole this run has been fucking pretty good with the One World Under Doom. So I'm curious as fuck about that one. I do see them selling, so um, I'm just waiting on that. Another
Right.
one, which is gonna be surprising to a lot of people, but this Marvel fanfare number 15, the cover D, um, that face fanfare. So they actually made it have different covers this time, which is fucking amazing if you're asking me, because usually on these facsimiles they only do a regular reprint, most of the time a foil, and as of late, of course they've been dropping these 1 in 25s on it. So on the cover D, it's a Daredevil cover, and that thing is fucking fire. So
Excuse
pretty
me, Chris.
sure that's going to be
Who
another
did
one
that
this
cover?
week.
Excuse me, Chris. Who did the cover?
And then I'm still, for which one?
The Marvel fanfare.
The fanfare?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't even find the
Justin,
fanfare.
yeah, Justin Mason. Marvel
Mason.
fanfare number 15, cover D. Facts. Yep, Justin Mason. It's
Interesting.
just a fire ass fucking Daredevil cover,
Yeah, it's
and
an
just
interesting book to
because
get
the
for
guts are that
like
15, dude. Yeah, it's on a facsimile, but remember what I was talking about when it comes to these facsimiles, right? Imagine people and getting some of their favorite fucking books with a cover on it, that they fuck with, a modern twist to it, but it's still the classic guts. So I feel like these things are usually gonna be under ordered. Even some shops, even if they see the 1 in 25, Um, most people will buy some just because of the original thing cover, but I just don't think that they're going to go heavy on it like that. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
this one is going to be a creeper in my opinion.
I'm gonna have to pick that
It's a
up.
great fucking cover though.
That's fucking sweet. I just want that for my PC for the Daredevil.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to Daniel Berry Sports
And see,
Highlights and Derek Neiman. What's going on, guys? At fucking 1:30 in the freaking morning. Jesus Christ.
and now I gotta remember. Oh yeah, Lucas said, Adam, you guys remember when I was talking about the Rian Gonzalez, when she had took somebody else's work and
Yeah.
it's gonna be on
Yeah,
another
Yeah,
cover.
that was a huge fucking scandal, man.
Okay, yeah, so the book is coming out next week. It's on
Ooh.
Ultimate Spider-Man number 15, cover D.
I don't think anybody wants to fucking buy that shit right now. Let's see.
Dude, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I already bought 4 of them just for the fuck around, and for one, I'm not gonna lie, dude. The cover is fucking sweet. I really do like it because I've always been into the way she does her colors, but and she decided to make the artists famous, basically. You know what I mean? So it was like her way of making this person popular because, of course, now that, her, that work is still on the cover, that
Yeah.
cover is coming out next week. Most people aren't going to even know the history behind that shit, and they're going to like it and just buy it just because that, the original art of where she got that from is still fucking dope.
Yeah.
But she pretty much redid the entire cover.
Well, it's all the time I see some shit like artists will do absolutely fantastic freaking art on the character, but the character ain't doing shit, right? So if that's the case, then yeah, old girl should get the freaking credibility on that shit. But she better not do that shit again because she got caught. It was fucking easy. you
Indeed.
know.
And
Um,
the design is she basically used it to be Mayday Parker.
yeah. All right, but here's the question, man. Let's put that shit aside, right? Because I know you may not have gotten a chance to, but um, there was a huge interview with Brian McClay and Rich Johnston from Bleeding Fool,
Which was
where
amazing interview.
yeah, I think that was like Tuesday, Monday or
It was
Tuesday or something like
Tuesday.
that. Yeah, and where they interviewed Rich Johnson and they talked about what the fuck was going on with the auction and everything, and they postulated and they speculated about what the fuck was going on. A lot of them were like way off, but a lot of them Rich Johnson had tried to keep them on, on the right track to explain to them like what the fuck is going on. Um, and I never got the fact that in the last few months I haven't gotten the question you guys and ask you guys, what is the thing that you guys think pisses you off the most about Diamond? Like no, Chris he works for a comic book shop, so he may have more insight. But what about you, Adam? Like,
Let's see, as a, a semi-retired retailer who's coming out of retirement, uh, sometime this
coming out
year,
like Rocky, niggas, watch out.
you know, I've had a love-hate relationship with Diamond for the last 30 years. Uh, you know, I've had the only thing that pisses me off the most is the way they ship their stuff. And
Yeah.
I've had times when I've ordered 30 copies of something and gotten 10.
Oof. Yeah.
I've gotten stuff where uh, I've had boxes come to me that looked like they were stomped on, kicked, and used as footballs, and how to
Oof.
deal with the damage shit. I want to know if you're mentally disabled, and I think what they did is they just grabbed a bunch of kids from the special needs section of the school and put them in the warehouses in certain places. You know,
Yeah.
and that's no disrespect to disrespect. It's just that um, I would trust mentally disabled young adults to do a better job than the people that work at the fucking Diamond Warehouse sometimes.
Oof. I will. I've got two things that are on my mind, man. Um, they just consolidated into like one warehouse because they had like three or four spread out through the country, and now they consolidated down to one. Now all of a sudden, now they're finding all these incentives. Because I've always wondered, like, why the fuck are all these publishers keep publishing incentives? Well, if you have a distributor like freaking, like Diamond, say, oh yeah, we need those the fucking incentives. That's what the customers fucking want. Then that's going to skew their view. But if they had actually asked somebody that's on the fucking ground, I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you printing 13 fucking covers for one fucking story? That makes no fucking sense.
And the other thing, this is more of a publisher, maybe more of a publisher gripe than it is a Diamond gripe.
Mhm.
Why does every fucking book need an incentive? It feels like every book, you know, now has a one.
Because they are getting they are getting false data from somewhere. Um, and I hate speculate, I hate to speculate because there's some. Because once again, I am a retailer. Full disclosure, I'm a retailer,
Say,
and there's shit in their orders that come through my website that just come out of fucking nowhere, out of fucking nowhere, and it's interesting because thank God for fucking PayPal and Shopify. They tell you immediately, like, hey, yo, this shit is weird. Don't fucking don't fucking do shit that we figure out what the fuck is going on, right? So my speculation would be that certain entities or companies or people are trying to push, like, hey, or trying to push you towards certain indies or certain freaking Marvel freaking titles, you know, and it's just out there. Let's not forget, right? It was not even more than a year ago that there was a whole. Remember the Ultimate Black Panther shit,
yeah.
where now we're still
Mm-hmm.
talking 50,000 fucking books missing. 50,000 fucking books missing from that fucking Ultimate Black Panther joint. This. And then the other thing that Rich Johnson was talking to that he may not have connected is, hey, um, the some of the retailers are getting these invoices out of fucking nowhere for shit they know they didn't fucking order from Diamond, right? Shit just fucking shows up. Sometimes they didn't even receive the product. Oh, now we got a fucking invoice. Oh, bullshit. Now you got to fucking pay. Excuse me. And then Aaron Yee can attest to this, right? It was maybe like 2 years ago. Me and Yee, in fact, I gave him one of my retail passes, and we went to a Diamond Retailer Summit.
Is that the one in Baltimore you both went to
Yeah,
together?
in Baltimore. Yep. And they swore up and fucking down, like, oh, hey, fuck all this comic shit. We're going to fucking toys and we're going to fucking anime. And me and Yee, we fucking laughed. We're like, really? Fucking comics, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? I sell now more, right? I sell more fucking toys than I sell fucking comics. That's a fucking fact. That's a motherfucking fact. But here's
Yeah.
here's what fucks them up. Here's what fucks them up. There's a company called Good Smile, right? They sell plushies, fucking toys, all that shit. Every time you're trying to order that shit never goes fucking through. And if there's a reason for them to be bankrupt, that's the fucking reason. Because they got the end, they got the account, they're just not selling enough anime shit. No.
Well,
And that's the
well,
motherfucking game.
you gotta remember that the owner of Diamond, they fucking he's a big frivolous spender. Okay, so that guy basically, instead of taking some of his profits and his revenue and putting it back into the company to run it properly, he was blowing it the fuck off, buying yachts and fucking mansions and sports cars and all this shit. And he basically fucked himself over. You know, now you have Diamond actually up for auction right now, dude. And the number one fucking person that's looking to buy it is, lo and behold, fucking Todd McFarlane. And they won't fucking release that as official news because, it's supposed to be a fucking secret, I guess. But right now, the company is supposed to be up for auction. They're getting ready to decide whether they're going to break it down into portions and auction off each portion of the business, or are they going to just auction off the whole thing? So right now, it's like a lot of behind the scenes shit going on right now with that.
Yeah.
It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the guy that owned the shit was fucking his business
Delivered.
up by not taking care of business, taking the money,
I I
and
don't
going
know
fucking
about that.
off with it,
Yeah,
basically.
I don't know about that.
So,
I disagree with that. I disagree that Galetti intentionally mismanaged it. Derek Neiman says that Adam is coming out of retirement. to join the NWO. Okay, that's whatever.
Hell, for life,
Here,
baby.
here's
Yeah,
let's get it as a
we were
recap.
having a big discussion about that shit at the shop, and that's like one of the main things that a few of the guys said that also had accounts and had been dealing with them for a while. So,
Yeah. And
the
then
only thing that I know for a fact is that McFarlane he wants to buy it
yeah.
basically.
Well, yeah, let's keep going. He was also says that did you see that 10 Ultimate Fallout 4 Dershowitz variants walked into Red Hood's shops in Vegas?
Yep, definitely saw that.
All right, so here's the problem with our medium, right? And for those that don't know, I had tried to set up with USAA as well as another insurance company an interview where we talked about why in the fuck are we not allowed to insure our comic books, right? Because you can insure art, right? But for some, you can insure art, you can insure freaking discos, you can insure, but for some reason, you cannot insure our comic books. And the one dude, he was like, "Hey, I'll give you information, but I'm not doing the fucking interview on video for you." He said the reason why is because you can absolutely fucking print and reprint fucking comic books. And we are sitting around here pretending like some motherfucker out there, some Chinese or Taiwanese or Korean guy, cannot fucking reprint the shit.
Well, I
And
mean,
if and all the shit that's like $1,000 or $2,000 and shit for a new joint, you guys are for the new comics and current comics, you guys are full of shit because absolutely somebody out there with Windows printers can just reprint the shit and slap a fucking thing on there and be like, "Oh yeah, this is some shit we just found."
hold
And
on,
they're
dude. So you're telling me that now, like I was thinking about it on the aspect of what you're trying to insure. So I thought, okay, like when you're ordering shit from Diamond or Penguin Random House, right? That shit is shit you can't insure, really, right? So if shit comes damaged or whatever like that, right? You have to work it out with them, either send the shit back with the ripped off cover or whatever the fuck, right? But I thought when it comes to your private collection, I thought you can definitely get that appraised and get that insured. Because I know that you can take certain slabs, 110% sure you can
right.
take that shit to the bank.
So in fact, what was kind of interesting was we actually had a customer through the pool box, and his wife had ordered a whole bunch of shit, and they were insured for their fucking comic books. And then the collateral guy fucking arrived. It was like, fuck no, I'm not insuring any of this shit. He insured like the what do you call it, the furniture where they put the shit, but he was not ready to insure any of the fucking comics on that shit. So that's where we're at right now. We're putting a whole bunch of money in a shit that's not insurable. Now, it's a little bit different if you get a big auction house like Golden, and I forget the other ones. It's a little bit different. But all this other shit, if it's not insured or certified by those guys, nah, forget it.
Yeah,
And
that's what I thought the catch was, is that it had to be basically certified and graded or whatever, with the actual fucking serial number and the whole nine. And I thought that those are things that you would be able to insure because they can pull up price points at that shit, and all they do fluctuate. Once you get to a certain point, though, they will insure certain shit. But I know that, like, if you're just trying to insure a fucking short box, most insurance agents aren't going to spend the time to just sit down with you and go through every fucking book. So yeah, they're not going to insure that. But your slabs is another story because that
Well,
shit has serial numbers and can be,
so right, so I've talked to the golden people, and they have a specific. They said fuck you on DC. They said fuck you on DC.
yeah, it's big blue chip
Yeah,
keys
but
basically.
they fuck with Marvel.
Hmm.
And hold on, let me talk to this quote right here. Derek Neiman says that's he says that's exactly what just happened with those Pokemon cards that were supposedly from the OG set, but they were found they were printed in
Oh, the reprint. Yeah,
2024.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not even aware of this fucking story, and I like to keep up. Yeah, it was 2024. Not to mention, this is not even the story about Paul. Is it Ron Paul? Not Ron Paul. Jean
Logan
Paul?
Paul.
Logan Paul, who bought a fucking OG set of Pokemon that was certified. Stamped motherfucking certified. He decides to open it up on camera. What was inside the fucking box? G.I. Joe cards. It was $1 million
I thank you
fucking
for
set.
opening that because that made those GI Joe cards hot for a bit.
Yeah,
Shit.
but see that again, he bought that shit from a third party. Most of these Pokemon cards and trading cards right now, you can easily reseal those fucking boxes, dude. There's ways to open that shit, and I've watched multiple people do it now, where you can open that shit and you can reseal it like it was never opened. So that's shit that, of course, an insurance company wouldn't fuck with. But when you're talking blue chip keys or you're talking about books that actually have value to it, those books can be insured. Like I said, it has to be certified though. You can take an ASM 300 and get that shit insured. You can take that to the fucking bank
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, I need a loan." And they're going to look
So
up the
let
value of
me
that shit
so
because there's a
so
list, if I'm
so,
not
so
mistaken.
right, yes. So there's a list.
All right.
ASM 300. It's not on that list.
Now I'm just giving an example.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
saying like
yeah,
that specific
yeah.
book, but I'm
There's
just
a
saying in
list.
a generalization,
Golden has
certain
a list,
books,
and USA,
yeah.
USAA and State Farm and I forget the other one. Shit, I forget what the
And
other.
there
They
are
have a list, but
steps.
there's a list, and they have to show up to your fucking house and fucking look at that shit. And I guarantee you, point 95 point no, excuse me, 98.9% of the shit that you guys have in your fucking stock, it's not on that fucking list. They don't want to even
Oh
fuck with
no,
it,
it's
and
it's
especially
it's,
if
it's
it's not
definitely
fucking
not.
certified,
Hmm.
right?
That's why,
So
like, certification is key. Like, if you get your books graded, it changes the whole ball
right,
game
so
because
well,
it's
so
recognized now.
here's the deal. You need to call up the insurance company and call up Golden. Say, hey, will it help if if I CGC the shit instead of just saying, oh, I like this fucking cover because no, call up Golden and call up the insurance company. Like, hey, will it help if I insure if I certify? And they'll fucking tell you all fucking day, right? Hey, yeah, it helps if it's certified, and we can actually fucking sell it a little bit better.
Yeah, and then
Ghetto Production says Golden Age. Yep, Golden Age, Silver Age,
Yep.
Golden Age,
and
Silver Age. Very rarely any of this current comic shit.
yeah,
Very
it
rarely,
has to be a
right?
certain standard and a certain price. Once it meets that certain price, if it carries on for a certain period of time, then you can actually move to try to get it added to that list to be insured. So they're going step by step because it's fucking millions of books out here. That's like telling somebody to walk in your house and insure fucking 300 and something short boxes of fucking books. You know how fucking long that would take? Versus for you to actually go through your collection, take out the actual value, get it certified. Now, once it's certified, you got a serial number on each slab. Those things can be easily looked up, and all you got to do is make a list of that shit. And it has to be a standing value. What I mean when I say standing value, it's not a book that can fluctuate like that. You understand what I'm saying? Certain books, they're not going to come back down to that low threshold. First appearance of Galactus, that shit's not coming back down. So they have, a little bit of faith in that book that later on the
So
value can still raise,
so this is what's gonna, and this is where we lost a lot of listeners because I've been telling motherfuckers stop fucking with CGC.
Yeah.
Unpressable defects. They pushed CGC. I said fuck CGC.
Well, you got to
Derek
understand,
Neiman,
we're in
yeah,
the
Derek Neiman
modern
says.
hobby.
Derek Neiman says those Pokemon playtest cards were certified by CGC. Then we found out that they were printed out in 2024.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, that was
normally,
that was one of the
if
bigger
I
books.
had if I didn't know what I know about freaking certain things that were happening around them, and some of that shit's not their fault. It's put it on record. Put it on record. I'm saying some of the shit's not their fucking fault. But for the last 2 years, we've known about certain things happening internally with bad actors doing shit like, "Hey, oh, let's play this. For instance, have you ever submitted your shit in a Comic Con, and then it take almost a fucking year for you to get your shit back?
Mhm.
And that shit happened to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Well, turns out there were a few actors internally to the company that were holding shit back or submitting, giving, just certifying your shit, and giving you shit that wasn't your shit, right? You submitted cover A, right? You submitted whatever for book A. They gave you back book B, which was a 9.4. You submitted book A that was absolutely a 9.8. They gave you book back covers book C that was a 9.4. Or they would absolutely freaking hold your shit for a while to make sure, or take your shit, give it to the shop that was co-signing co-signing another book, and then selling your book through that co-sign shop. And they had
Well,
control of the whole fucking market.
look, this is my suggestion, okay? And I'll just say this because, it just is what it is at this point. There is no fucking superheroes. We're not doing any civil rights movements in comics because nobody gives a fuck. Because everybody knows that your money is with CGC. It doesn't fucking matter how you feel about it. It doesn't matter how you personally feel about it. The money is with CGC. As long as the
But
money
it
is with
shouldn't be because
CGC,
we got three other
but
fucking
bro,
we
but
got three
bro,
other
bro, bro,
certifications.
it doesn't fucking matter. It has become the standard. That's
It
what the fuck
shouldn't
it
be
is.
though. It shouldn't be
It
because hold on,
you're
hold on, hold
you're
on, hold
right.
on.
You're right.
Stop. Because I uncovered it on Comic Crusaders. There's an article where
Mhm.
I wrote where I connected the motherfuckers from CGC to Heritage Comics. And those
Mhm.
Heritage Comics was also part of a scam that was all known and blown up by the FBI
Mhm.
as part of the whole coin freaking joint, the whole coins. Remember coins,
Mhm.
coins, quarters, and 50-cent quarters and shit that was blown up by the FBI.
Mhm.
So after they were blown up by the FBI on that, oh, boom, let's move to the fucking comics, and you could fucking find that shit out on the internet.
And that's
So
true,
that's so
bro.
I'm all I'm always careful. I'm always careful, right? I'm
But at
always
the
careful.
same token, bro,
But so
that's the
the
money,
reason
bro.
the reason why they understand it is because of unpressable defects. Unpressable defects will push those motherfuckers like it was fucking cool, right?
Eh,
God bless those guys because they put out a lot of information, right? Sean Legit, and Mel V, who's still a part of the freaking. But then they were, but now we know that CGC, especially internally,
It's
was
fucked up.
was fucked up, right? So they should be the standard. We
And see,
gotta
like,
stop being
look.
motherfuckers,
I'll say it like this:
especially at pull wax. Go if you don't fucking believe me,
CBCS
go to
has
pull
better
wax.
quality
All those
slabs.
motherfuckers, and they will fucking blow that shit up. They've been
Look,
blowing that shit up for the last month. Like,
and we
what the
all
fuck is
know
going on with CGC?
that CBCS has better slab quality to me. Their shit feels better in hand to me. I got two, so I got
Since I've never used CGC, I've always used CBCS.
yeah.
Just because they were doing the autograph verification longer than anyone else at that point.
Yeah. But the thing is this: they've turned it and monopolized this shit into a business, right? So the people that are eating off the business are the people that really are you, Lucas, because you're the motherfucker that's a retailer. They are the ones that fucking give you the 9/8 and give me the 9/6. So it's like,
I wish we get 9/8.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, look, I'm gonna tell you how, like, Neil was doing that shit for years. You know what I
about
mean?
9/9s and
Taking
spins and shit.
taking
They come
in
out of nowhere.
people's submissions and grading people's books for them, right? What we came to find out is that the longer that he was sending in these books, right? Whenever he sent it in as an individual, as Neil C, okay, come back fucking 9/4. Crack that shit. Send the same motherfucking book in, right? 9/8. Because he sent it in under the Fandomverse name. You get what I'm saying? So this is a business. No, everybody knows this shit now. We do hate it. It sucks. We get it. But at the end of the day, as long as you have these big fucking companies pushing CGC, companies like Lost Boys, companies like Midtown, companies like Third Eye, people that are getting these books and automatically submitting to CGC because they know if I can have the same fucking book up here, 9/8 CGC and a 9/8 CBCS, every fucking body and their mom is gonna buy that CGC certified first. It just that's what it is now. So
Right.
knowing that
For
shit,
no fucking reason.
not
Even
one.
though the stories are out there, even though the lawsuits and I'm talking federal lawsuits are out there, motherfuckers are still talking about CGC.
And then you got to remember,
Like, what
talking
fuck?
against the company, right? You said we lost viewers talking against the company, right? Well, the reason that is because
motherfuckers had to go get off.
we're
So they
talking.
could go email CGC and talk about Lucas is
Yeah,
talking shit.
we talking their money away. You get what I'm saying? Because you got niggas like dude ass sitting around with 400 slabs that's gonna cash out and be a millionaire in motherfucking 6 months, and like, come on, man, that's what the fuck these people is doing. Oh yeah, bro. Let me go. I'm gonna get all these fucking modern books. I'll go slab them, cause slabs are the way, and we gonna go ahead and make $3.75 a slab. And fuck what Luke is talking about.
Can you comment on that real quick? Because
that
particular individual, we'll call him Uncle Do-Right. Uncle Do-Right, how you doing, bitch? That's flat out I'm talking, by the way.
Hey, let it be.
Hang on, let me finish, please.
For the record, let me know that.
Oh, I'm gonna make me a CGC millionaire. That's what the big titted blonde girls are gonna come out the sky and give me Lucas Trickus and his Incredible Hulks and Sir Christopher the Great BJs.
Hey,
and ice cream up their booties.
For the record, let it be known that I am not slandering CGC. Right? I am saying that, and I'm not talking about the quality of the slabs. I am just talking to an actual fact of internal stuff that has happened. And I am appalled by the fact that people are still saying they are the standard. I am appalled. Like, what in the fuck are we talking? Especially as they are more expensive than their competitors. I'm like, what in the fuck? And that whole thing counters into what's going on with our ability to ensure this stuff. right? Because here's the deal: once you insure something,
Mhm.
like if you insure a car, if you insure a house, I'm talking about big time insure, you should be able to borrow against whatever you have insured. That's how rich people do it.
Mhm.
I've got my house, I got my car, bang, bang. I'm gonna borrow against that insurance. Be
You're
able to
gonna let
pull
me
out.
have a car?
Yeah, like certain classical cars, you can borrow if you insure that car after a few years. You can actually borrow against the insurance that you have on that car. We can't do that for comics. Okay. Serialized says Jake
You
Chilton.
can only do it with you can only do it with blue chip keys right now. And blue chip keys, it has to be worth something basically. They
I'm
have to
sure you
be
can
able
do
to
it with
look at it and
actionable
Well,
you know,
it
loans,
depends, right?
and
If
that type of shit.
so, okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm not going to get into any legal territory. Okay, if you have $25,000 in any type of stock sharehold, you can allow your distributor or stock company to allow companies to borrow money against what you have in your stocks. So, say if you have $25,000 in freaking Disney, you can say, hey, I'm going to allow you guys, and for every day that they borrow, right? Every day that they borrow your Disney stock, you get paid. You can do some shit like that, and it's the cleanest way. But once again, the minimum is $25,000. Some companies want more. Some companies want all companies want more. I think the minimum is $25,000.
yeah, but I know
Uh,
like from all right, my father used to do banking, right? So he was in Citibank for 30 years, all right? And I just know like certain things, like if it's a certain book, right? You if let's say that book is worth $3,000, you can definitely take that book to the bank and say, hey, I need a loan. This is what I have as what basically collateral, and you can get some type of small loan based on the amount of that book, depending on
sure.
what it is. So I know you can do that, right? Now, I would think that with the list that you can get from Gold Age, or is it Golden Age or Gold Age?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All
Golden.
right. So I assume with the list that they have, that list isn't something that they put together. I think that
They
list
do have it
probably
put
got,
together. They
Yeah.
do have
but
it
I'm
put
just
together.
saying, I think it was orchestrated based on what people were bringing, what people had
So
for them to insure.
right. So once again, Golden is was a part of that whole heritage joint, which was a part of that coin scam, right? And I've contacted them several times, and they have made it clear that certain things have to be before anything happens. Is they have to get certified before they will even consider it to be for a consignment. And that makes sense, right? Okay, it's got to be certified, blah blah blah. But then now, within the last couple of years, it's been very clear of what the relationship in between Heritage and Golden and CGC is. It's been very clear, and that's fine. That relationship is fine. But then when you get into the internal stuff in between those reviewers, it becomes a little salty. That's what's kind of messed up. So I I don't think what if you guys want to consider it standard, that's fine. But the prices that we are paying to get it certified, it's not okay. Not okay at all. Stylo Serious, thank you for chiming in. It talks about he's saying CDC 401k retirement
I know a few people that has
plan.
that.
Yeah. You're like, oh man, I'm gonna sell these when I get to retire. I guarantee you, what's going to happen is you're going to try and sell that shit at the same time that all these other motherfuckers are trying to sell.
especially when it's common shit
Right?
and you're flashing that
It
shit
really
just
depends on.
along with everybody else that's flashing that shit. And then it's like you think that, this is fucking Field of Dreams here, and we're gonna build a fucking barn or something, and we're gonna go out here in the middle of butt fuck nowhere, and we're gonna sell slabs for $3.75 a piece after the fact. So now that everybody is off that shit and on to the next shit, that's when we're going to try to sell it, and we're definitely going to become a millionaire. So that's
Excuse
the
me, Chris.
CGC 401k plan.
Yep. Excuse me, Chris. Can I make an analogy with John?
Indeed.
I'm going to use a piece of John Cena's promo for Monday Night.
You are not allowed to talk about dildos.
No, John Cena had this thing in this promo where he was like, "What do we get? What do we get?" I feel like with the CGC graded market, that's exactly where we are. Ooh, Wolverine, Ultimate Wolverine with number one, 9/8. Let's all grade these. Let's see what a 9/8. What do we get? Uh, you know, uh, whatever and then why the fuck do I see 9/8 copies of you know like X-Men like 280 or something like that, which is a common book that probably cost more to grade than the self fucking raw. It just, I mean, this market makes me scratch my head sometimes. And again, it's just people are just like, what do we get? What do we get? You know, ooh, let's not miss out on this because we're gonna make dollar holla holla. What do we get? I mean, not every book is gonna make you money, motherfuckers. Pimping ain't easy, bitches.
Well, a lot of these guys think that just because of, oh, well, they put a movie out, okay? Now, I understand if you got prepared for that when that movie came out and you sold it when people were actually fucking thinking about it, profited that way. That's understandable. But when you're basically literally collecting so you can flash shit to people on Instagram and then think months later after the fucking movie's done and gone, and makes it even worse if people didn't like the movie, right? Cuz
Mhm.
then now nobody's fucking thinking about it. In fact, that shit is like a disease now. Oh no, we hated Captain America Brave New World. Get this book away from me. But that's the same book you think you're going to make $400 on after the fact. That's the only thing that bothers me, like when people are doing that type of shit. I mean, I've watched a guy spend all of his time hunting and gathering shit dealing with these movies, and then you don't sell any of that shit. You wait until the movie pops up, it's fucking gone now. When that book was hot and people were looking for it, you just fucking flashed it. Now the moment is past. Now you're
Well,
fucking stuck with it because
yeah,
nobody's gonna be thinking about that
there
shit.
used to be a trade
It's
craft to the flipping.
and right now with movie stuff, it's very rarely that after the movie it's over with or the show ends, uh, that some of these characters stay hot. I mean, you have your exceptions. I mean, I still do well with Iron Man 55, the Thanos stuff, because Thanos is
Yeah,
a cool character that people love. You know,
but let me give you a perfect example, Adam. Fucking America Chavez first appearance. Okay, now everybody had high hopes for America Chavez. She was one of the other characters in that generation of characters that everybody was banking on. Her first appearance was just so hot, and everybody just had to have it for a moment. Then we got Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Look,
People fucking hated that
hold
character.
on now. I
uh,
don't believe that any of these characters are hot until I see a porn derivative of these characters.
okay, all right. You sure?
Do you agree with that, Adam?
Hang on.
Until you see a
Hey,
porn
hey,
derivative.
hey, hey, we're going too far, dude.
No,
She's
no, no,
fucking
no. Hold on, hold
she's
on, hold on now.
fucking
Once you see a
underage,
porn
dude.
derivative, no, no.
No,
Once you
no,
see
no.
a porn
Actually,
derivative of
because
them,
the characters you're thinking of were
it's like
all
it's like
18 and over.
it's like yeah, it's like the difference between beta and VHS, right?
There is
Which one won? It's the one that porn went to. Porn went to VHS. That's why beta went away because all the porns that let's
actually,
fuck with
well, and that's
VHS.
the same reason why VHS went to DVD. That's the reason
She
why DVD went
she's
to
like
streaming.
fucking 15, dude. I don't even think in the comics she's 18 yet. All right, this
right?
motherfucker is still at the Strange Academy, dude. We can't watch porn derivatives of America
Oh no
Chavez.
no 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 no! Because what's the name of the chick from Wizard of Oz? Dorothy.
Yep.
Dorothy, yeah.
There's quite a few derivatives
There's
of
like about
Dorothy in Wizard
there's
of
a whole Rule
Oz,
34 thing with Dorothy.
and she's only 13 in the book.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah,
Fuck. What are we doing here? What the
yes.
fuck is going on right now? All right, look. No, we
You're
gotta
right.
cut this
You're
shit.
right.
This is not good for the channel. We can't do it yet. We gotta wait till
Oh
these
no
motherfuckers
no
are
no
up
no!
there.
So you must now know about Comic Crusaders anime channel, right? We're going
Wait,
fix to bring that
No,
back.
and look, anime is a little bit different now. That's a little different because I
that's not
mean
the same, but
they draw grown ass women looking young on that. That's a
No.
little different. Yeah, and most of that shit's graphic anyways. But this is fucking America Chavez for God fucking sakes. Okay, that dude, I just all right.
So
Look,
hold up,
that
America Chavez
generation of
is a
characters.
can the
lesbian
porn
character
experts
in
speak on
it.
this for a minute? Because
So
especially
she's
from
sexual.
especially
In
hang on,
fact, hold
because
up,
they
America
specialize with Rule 34 and parodies.
She is smack dab
America
on the
America
cover of the new
Chavez is
Pride
in
issue.
college, which means she's at least 18 to 19. So she's of
Yeah,
age. She's
Yeah,
okay.
I remember she's on the fucking
there's not
new
been
Pride
any.
cover that's coming out this year.
Who's on the
They
front cover?
basically did the homage of Captain America punching fucking Hitler. They did a homage of that and put all the Pride characters behind her punch, basically. So
And who's doing the punch?
America Chavez is punching Red Skull in this homage, if you want to
That's
call it.
Marvel's premier lesbian character. What the fuck? Didn't they have like a more
Yeah, I
English
guess so
lesbian than that?
because
Really?
I just saw
American
that
Chavez?
cover revealed today, as a matter of fact. And like I said, they it was homage of that issue where Captain America is punching a Nazi. I think he was punching Hitler,
Yeah, that's
and
Captain America Chavez
fucking
#1.
they
Fucking Hitler
redid that
started the
shit.
job, man.
So now you got America Chavez punching fucking Red Skull, and then all of the Pride characters behind her.
That actually sounds pretty sweet, to be honest.
Neiman says that his 401k is in Superman 75. I don't know what that means. I don't know what book that is.
Hey, man, Derek, let's hope that that's true because early readings of Superman says that it's fucking horrible, and they're going into reshoots sometime soon.
Oh, so that's Superman 75. That's the death of Superman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the fucking gazillion copies in the fucking world.
That's
What is it?
crazy.
1990. What 1992 is going? They're going. That ship has sailed, Mike.
Shit.
Even
Yeah,
I
not
mean, but to
only
be
did they
fair,
have a fucking zillion of them,
to
then
be
they
fair,
reprinted a
I still
gazillion
got
of them.
I still got $20 a copy on the black bags.
Yeah.
And I still do well with $10
Yeah.
a piece on all the other printings of that book. Still sells well.
All right, so we're getting ready to close on out because this is not the Drunken Chat show. This is not the Drunken. This is just a fucking Lucas got fucking drunk and drunk too many Incredible Hulks and decided to fuck around.
Hulk smash.
like back in the old days, right? So the pregame was about Stranger Comics, Naya Ventura. It got some pretty freaking cool covers. David Mack. So if you guys feel like fucking around, go ahead and fuck with them. There is the Akira freaking variant. There's two. There's one with the red dragon and there's one with the blue dragon. This one is pretty fucking cool. I forget who the cover is, who this is. I told him, hey, you guys need to fuck with the fucking poster. Jai Lee, I freaking admonished Sebastian. I was like, hey man, Jai Lee is a fucking amazing fucking artist. But his shit is, he just draws shit I don't even give a fuck about. So he says he's gonna fucking try to fix it. Now here's what's interesting. The they now have a Death Note type universe inside the Niobe universe. If you know what that means, fucking get it. And then more lesbian type embracing shit.
Yeah. Lesbians.
Girls just fucking make it, David.
Fucking yeah. Support the
Yeah.
titties. Lesbians for the
Now,
win.
Adam,
Yeah, buddy.
Adam,
Yes, sir.
Adam, I'm going to need you to stop because you are making it too innocent.
I'm making
These
it
girls are, and these girls, this girl is trying to choke the shit out so she can take advantage of her.
all right.
All right, so it's a little bit more advanced than what you're used to. You know, there's
Man, you took a
what does it say? Fifty Shades of
You're talking
Grey.
to the creator of Project Pegasus, sir.
Yeah.
That's
There's
not
50 Shades of Grey. This is that. There's that 3 grades of black. Like, oh wait, this is totally fucking fucked up. Girls trying to fucking choke her out so she can take advantage of her.
Choke a bitch. Choke a bitch.
Yeah, choke a bitch out so she can pass out. She don't know what the fuck happened to her. All she knows is that her ass.
She use a Mickey, and that would go a lot quicker, man.
No Mickey's, because this is
Cool.
she's
a fucking metal, man.
well she's an elf, so she doesn't know what the fuck is going on, right? So it is what it is. But,
Mickey Mouse told me to keep his name out of his fucking mouth, so I'll be quiet for a minute.
oh no, Mickey!
Oh,
here,
you know
man.
what? Speaking of that, dude, did you guys know that they did a almost exact thing in like the fucking 50s? All right. Same exact shit Will Smith and fucking Chris Rock did.
Yep.
It was in the 50s, and you had this guy say the same fucking thing that Chris Rock said. Then you had the actor that was doing it saying the same fucking thing of "keep my wife's name out of your mouth." Then the dude said another joke. Then he said it again. Then he walked up there and slapped him. I was fucking blown away when I saw that shit. You can actually look that up. I don't know how the fuck you're gonna find it, but it was in the 50s, and I don't know, dude. I just fucking was like, wow, dude. So that shit was really staged,
Sounds like an
and
AI plant to
yeah.
me. But let's see, who is the comment? Who comment?
I thought that shit
Judging-
too, but it just looked like too good to be true. You right?
Yeah. Well, all I know is that 10 o'clock, well, not 10 o'clock, possibly earlier, is when we will be on the Stranger Comic Con show, introducing ourselves and, saying, hey, fucking Stranger Comics is fucking amazing. Introducing ourselves to the female version of comics, side of comics, because there are a lot of female fans.
Hell
So,
yeah, there are.
So Christopher the Great, you're gonna have to show up with your shirt off. You're gonna have to talk to your wife.
Oh
That's
fuck.
your girl. Like, hey man,
I
I'm gonna be. Hey girl, I'm gonna be on the podcast with my shirt off. Trying to fucking
don't want
get some of
to
this female.
speak for Chris, but I don't think Brittany's gonna allow this.
I don't know.
It don't matter what Chris. It don't matter
I might
what
get
Chris
beat for
Brittany
that.
wants. Hey, he signed on the Comic Crusaders. He's got to fucking go Comic Crusader. And I say, he's gonna fucking.
Excuse me.
He's gonna have to be out there shaking it like a shaking what your mama gave him.
Al Mega die and make you boss.
What's it? What?
When did Al Mega pass away and make you boss?
Hey, we are an all equity freaking employer, right? And I'm just trying to do what's best for the company. And I'm just saying, hey, we hire the youngins, right, for a specific reason. And he's gonna have to say what amount of game.
I'm technically really not a crusader.
Huh?
I don't think I'm technically a comic crusader at this point.
You've been for like the last 2 years. What the fuck you talking about?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm fucking around. But can I say one thing? Because to you and to Chris, I just want to say thank you. I needed this today.
Yeah, dude, Adam's been like family.
Yeah,
You're
no,
part of the fucking family, dude.
No, I feel mentally, I feel a lot better as we're starting to end the show than I did when we started.
I'm glad to hear that, man.
So thank you guys for putting a smile on my face. This is exactly the perfect therapy for what I needed.
I'm like,
you're just gonna have to bring more hoes on the show, man.
I'm working
dude,
on
you
it.
fucking
We
love
gotta
it,
we
man.
gotta do more. Is it Wednesdays or Thursday show? I think we did the shows on Wednesdays, and do just random hoes, right? Random street hoes.
You know what? No, I think you know, don't give me an excuse to just to do a show, start doing shows on Tuesdays for that.
Welcome to Raider Nation 87, who says a lot of shit. I'm behind. Apparently, there's a research going on. There are good and bad reviews of the movie, just like any other movie. I'm not sure which movie is he talking about, but okay. CGC says, Stellar Series says, CGC is this payment ain't free. Exactly.
You know what?
Tis what it
What
is.
rated CGC book
Two
is?
parts. Alizé, 2 parts, Hennessy, or whatever cheaper thing you can combine. I suggest E&J and Kinky Juice. He'll be alright. Alright.
When
But
I buy my Delta 9s tomorrow, I'm going to ask for this kinky juice.
Kinky Juice, man. It's blue. That's all you need to know.
So
It's blue.
so it looks
Right?
like
Because the blue, because the blue come with the the blue with the E&J red or brown makes it green, which makes it
Okay,
green.
so you're mixing something that looks like Rami and Ale for all our Trekkies out there with something that looks like a fruit punch.
For each man in his time, his pain.
I have no idea. That was weird. Still trying to get used to this fucking.
All right, so we're off the air, I'm assuming.
No, we're not yet.
Yeah, when I hopped on, it popped up funny. Not
But yeah, this isn't even a drunken chat show, son. This isn't even a drunken chat son's show. This is just us fucking around. Right? But yeah, we're gonna do the regular show tomorrow. We will collaborate with the Stranger Comics. Do whatever they do. And it's gonna be fucking good, man. It's already been good.
Actually, I may pop over to Beyond Wednesdays for a little bit because I want to be a part of their comic book drama segment for a little bit because I have an open challenge for Sticky Goose Comics. Because I'm tired of little bitches on YouTube, you know, and I'll talk more about sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
So I may try to be on both shows for a little bit, but I definitely, since that's a part of his drama report, I have an open challenge for Sticky Goose because he's a bitch.
Okay.
gosh.
Hey,
Ouch.
just as long as
It's
you
real in here.
Hey, just as long as Adam understands that he does owe me some more some prostitutes on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and
All right, bring Lucas. Bring.
and then we trust me, we got the funding to do this. Okay. I tried to bring geishas, but you guys were all fucking shy and shit about fucking talking to a geisha from Japan. I don't know what the fuck that was all about, but it was all weird. But yeah, freaking once again, Saturday, 22nd, 10 p.m. Be there, be square, or just keep an eye out for whenever we do the joint with Stranger Comics. I think they said they were going to start at 10 a.m. We're not going to be there at the beginning, but we will be there eventually. All right, thank you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging on with us. Out.
For each man in his time, his pain. Until he walks along the beach and sees his future in the water. A long lost heart within his reach. I haven't needed a world to want.
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it is drunken chat